guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Tom. If you ain't been here before, this is a place where I like to share my thoughts and my ideas with the rest of you fine folks in hopes that maybe somebody out there will be encouraged not to put all your eggs in one basket. And if you hadn't been here before, you'll hear me say it again. All I ask is if you hear anything or see anything that might be beneficial, if you think it might be edifying to somebody else, just share it, pass it along, share a link to the channel or the video, or just share the information yourself. Do that for me and let me know if you do. I want to know if you do. All right, today I am going to talk about one of my mistakes, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it because my mistake is due to ignorance. And come to find out, you fellow hunters out there, if you didn't know this already, I'm going to share it with you, but this may be a very nice deer attractant that would probably be legal in your state, which I know will be legal in mine. Let's go check it out. All right, so let me explain something real quick. I'm out here in the garden area where the shop and everything is every single day, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 times a day, or all day long. Morning, noon, night, late night, all the time. So here's the deal. We're out here, spring comes along, and what comes along with spring is all these aromas, right? I mean, the sweet smelling flowers and things starting to come into bloom, like the dogwoods, you can smell them. The honeysuckle, very distinct smell, which we have a lot of around here. But as time went on here, we was getting this aroma, this scent, this sweet scent. I mean, it was like flowers. And to me, smells like roses. Now, we got a lot of flowers around here, the marigolds and wildflowers and things of that nature. But quite frankly, I don't know what's going on this year. Not a lot of flowering going on for some reason this year, and I don't have that figured up yet. But anyway, we got this strong aroma. And as I start moving down toward one end of the garden and walking around it, because we bring our food scraps out here, and we always come from here and come out to the direction where I'm pointing out to where my compost bin is and dumping food scraps. I'm out here constantly, and we're always getting this smell, and it smells good. I mean, it smells good, I haven't been able to figure it out until just this last week. And let me show you what I figured out. Right here. This is what it is, and I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. Now you can see here, I'm hoping from that distance anyway, that there's no flowers here. I mean, nothing what I would call a flower with flower petals and stuff like that. And so I'm coming down through here because as I'm down here in this part of the AO all the time, and it gets stronger and stronger, and I'm looking in the woods behind you and all around, and I just can't figure out what it is, but it smells good. And so I decided to come over here because as I come over here, it got stronger, but I never would have guessed in the world that it would have been these right here. I stick my face to it. I mean, I can smell it right here, just sitting here, but man, to make sure, I come here and I put my nose to these things, and that's what it is. What these are beets. These are the second year beets. Now, I don't know if you know this. I knew this, but I've never done it before. Beets are like carrots, and they're like onions. It takes the second year or second season for them to shoot up their flower stalks, and bolt and everything, and get your flower seeds. That's how you collect your seeds off beets, just like you do in carrots, and just like onions and other things. So last year we grew beets, and you always got some that don't quite develop before the first frost of the season comes and stuff like that, and we harvest them, and you get the deformed and immature ones that just aren't worth your time to peel, because I don't know if you know it or not, but beets are not the easiest and the funnest things to peel, especially if they're small and deformed. So what we did from last year's harvest, I knew I wanted to collect seeds because we try to collect seeds off everything. We went ahead and we took about 15 or 18 beets. We stuck them in a baggie, put them in the fridge, in the crisper or something like that, and left them until this spring. And then that's where you see Kim planting those beets here. Now we got about 15 or 18 of these things in here. Now I realize, not by experience, but by reading and taking other people's thoughts on it, that this is a lot to plant to collect seed off of. All I would really need is probably 1, maybe 2 at the most of these things to reach success and produce seed for me, because they put out a lot of seed just like carrots do and onions do. You don't need a whole lot if you're wanting to collect seed unless you're a big scale farmer. So anyway, that's what we got going on here, and they've been phenomenal. They are really getting torn up right now, and here's the reason why. You see these big divots here, and the divots, you know, going on in here. You know what those are. Those are deer. Now we always got deer around, but they pretty much stay at bay because of Henry and all the activity. We're out here all the time, or I'm out here all the time, and I don't even leave the property very often. So the deer are out there, but we haven't had a lot of deer pressure, and that's why I don't have these outside beds protected or fenced off or anything. But this last 3 weeks has been a totally, maybe 4 weeks, has been totally different. And the reason is because of these things right here. I mean, they smell phenomenal. I mean, to me it smells just like somebody's got a 5-gallon bucket of rose petals stuck in my face. They smell absolutely beautiful. I mean, they smell absolutely beautiful. I don't want to get all mushy and girly here on you, but they smell beautiful. Just kidding. So anyway, I did not have a clue. I never knew this because we eat beets all the time. We love beets, and we eat the leaves and everything. We probably eat 80% to 90% of the beet leaves and also the beet root. But I've never smelled anything like this on the beets. And these are the same exact beets that we grew last year. We actually ate beet leaves off of these last year. So evidently, nobody ever told me about the aroma and the smell that you get off the second year beet, the seed stalks, or whatever we want to call these. Had not a clue. And it's strong. It is strong. So if I'm smelling it around here in the yayo all the time, you know darn well them deer are smelling it from miles away, and that's why I'm having so much deer pressure. As a matter of fact, that's why I went in there and got this camera and decided, you know what, I'm going to tell the other folks about this because of my ignorance. I mean, I just didn't know, because when I came around here to do this, sure enough, there's 2 freaking deer just sitting there waiting. Waiting for the next opportunity to come in here and strip me of my beets. But they've had some success in pulling them up out of the ground, stuff like that. And a lot of these, I'm glad I did plant this many, because it gave me enough time to come over here and see if I can save what I got. And what I got here is going to be more than enough for me to collect seed off of. But I got to be disciplined now to protect them, and I know exactly how I'm going to do that. I'm going to get my deer to turn. Now, before you get your panties in a wad, Mr. Warden, don't come up here on my property, because I haven't taken no deer out, and I don't plan on it unless all other methods fail. And I'll let you know about it, because quite frankly, Mr. Warden, if you and the state don't have the legal right and authority to come up here and take my food, I'm not going to extend that right to an animal. But don't come running up here, because I haven't taken no deer out yet, and I don't plan on it. I will deter them by other means. So we got that out of the way. So anyway, I wanted to share this with other folks, because you may not know. And hunters, fellow hunters out there, I'm just saying, these things are strong, and they smell just like roses. Now, I need to say this. I don't know if this applies for other varieties of beets. I will tell you, this is a very common variety of beet. It's Detroit dark reds. So some of you folks out there may know this already, but I certainly did not know that any of them did this and smelt like this when they go to their second year of growth and put out this strong flower aroma. But I'm telling you right now, hunters, right here, this I know would be legal in my state. A little 2x4 fencing, a few T-posts, and a bunch of second year beets planted out there, putting off this kind of aroma. Man, just something to think about. You know what I mean? My mistake is the fact that once I noticed these hoof prints in here, I should have got my deterrent out. And well, you know what? I'm going to just tell you the best deterrent. This is how I saved my my young fruit trees that I just planted last year up here, and how I have kept things from at bay for the most part if I had knowledge that they were starting to push in, the deer. And that is just take a radio. Just take a little radio, put it under some shelter. I got these carport awnings and stuff like that. I can just stick a little radio out there. That has kept the deer away and been the most effective means of doing so. And you're talking a radio, just a little AM FM radio or something that you get a radio station in as for signal and just put it on there, and I've not had no problems. But I didn't do that the last 2 nights. I keep forgetting to do it, and that's cost me on them coming up here and doing more damage. So I will be doing it tonight, and I really wanted to share this with you because I've not done this before. This is my first year growing beets on the second cycle to collect beet seeds. I think I did enough research and I got enough understanding of it. You know, it's pretty plain Jane, simple, just like you do with carrots and onions and stuff like that. I just hadn't done it with beets. And I certainly didn't have a freaking clue that they were so powerful in this flower smell. I mean, they do. They smell good. I mean, I can smell it all the way up there. Wind's just got to shift a little bit and you can smell it. So, major deer attractant, natural, legal, right here. And for you folks that are looking to collect beet seeds, that's all we did. Put them in a baggie, the ones that you want to replant next year. Stick them in the fridge or a crisper, somewhere cool. Bring them out, stick them in the ground, and they just took off. They really did. They really took off. They look like crap right now because the deer pressure the last 2-3 nights. So we're going to take care of that. And them little suckers are out here, I know they're probably watching me and laughing at me, but I'm going to take care of them. If I have to put Henry out here and tie him up on a chain right here, that's what I'm going to do. So they ain't getting my beet seeds. So anyway, folks, I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please share it with somebody. Let me know what you think below about it. And have a good day. And I hope all your branches become full of fruit. And I'll see you next time. Whoa.